Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this video I'd like to talk about some of the things Joe Biden said regarding policing and I guess his advice. Now, he had some interesting things to say in the past. He said, get a shotgun. I got myself one, you know, based on his advice, get a shotgun. Okay, Joe, getting a shotgun just because you're saying. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not a bad piece of advice to get a shotgun. It's a decent firearm. It's okay, not bad at all. But this thing about shooting people in the leg, or police officers shooting people in the leg, there's several problems with that. I don't know if Joe is, well, maybe he's not all that well in his right mind, he's not thinking straight, or he's just, now, seriously, a lot of people say this sort of thing. In fact, just the day before yesterday, someone asked me, hey, why don't cops shoot people in the leg? You know, instead of shooting them and killing them, just shoot them in the leg. This is a kind of ignorant thing that people that have no idea at all what firearms, self-defense is all about usually end up saying. Why not shoot someone in the leg? Well, first of all, if someone is trying to kill you, shooting him in the leg is probably the most stupid thing you could try to do, because it is very, very difficult to shoot someone in the leg. Legs are small targets and they're usually moving fast, especially when someone is trying to stab you, shoot you, or kill you in some other way. It is almost impossible for you to accurately shoot someone in the leg. Even if you do hit someone in the leg, there's no guarantee whatsoever that will stop that attacker. So you may shoot someone in the leg, hit the leg, but if it's not hitting the bone and it's not hitting maybe the kneecap or something that physically makes that person fall, he will keep attacking you and he will keep stabbing you and shooting at you. So shooting someone in the leg is a kind of thing either very, ignorant people that have no clue, no idea what self-defense is all about usually end up saying, right? And then there's also the cruelty aspect of it. If I shoot someone in the leg, like Joe says, like this, there's pretty much guaranteed that person is going to be losing that limb. So if you shoot someone in the center of mass, chest, maybe he survives, maybe he doesn't, but at least you're not maiming that person for life. There's also a legal aspect to all of this, which is, why would you shoot someone in the leg? Why not shoot center of mass? Why not shoot to stop an attacker, right? And it is actually a legal aspect, and it's actually a common sense aspect, which makes a lot of sense. In fact, if I'm the lawyer of the scumbag that a cop shot in the leg, the first thing I would ask, like in front of a jury, would be, why do you shoot my client in the leg? Well, because he was attacking me. Well, were you like, what, in fear for your life? Yeah, well, not so much, because I shot him in the leg instead of shooting him center of mass. So that's to actually stop him, right? So you're not really in fear for your life. So you think you have the option of, I'm going to be not going for it real. I'm not going to be trying to stop him. I'm just going to be doing like, something less than that. The problem with that is, if you don't think that it's that bad, if you don't think that your life is in danger, then why are you even shooting this person? Instead of using communication, talking, having a cup of coffee, talking about what's going on, why are you shooting this person in the leg? Now, if you really are in fear for your life and there's really no other choice but to shoot, you're going to be shooting that person to stop. You're going to be shooting center of mass. That's to stop that person right there, because you know for a fact that if you don't stop that person immediately in that spot, you're going to be dying. And if you're not so certain, 110% sure about that, then don't shoot the person, all right? Don't use a lethal weapon so as to maim someone in a way that it's not going to be fully efficient so as to stop a potential life-threatening situation, which is the only way, the only case in which you would use a firearm. If a cop draws a pistol and shoots an attacker 5 times in the chest because he's rushing at him with a knife, he does that because he knows he's going to be dying if he doesn't stop him right there. Now, if you start seeing if you shoot him in the leg or not, or in the foot, or if you scare someone, look, trying to scare someone with a firearm is one of the dumbest things you could possibly do. It is usually, I've only found that in a couple of some of the crappiest, most mediocre police departments that I've heard cops actually say that they've been told, like police policy of warning shots. You know, that is dumb as it could possibly be. There's no logic to that. If someone is not scared enough of getting shot when they see that you draw a gun and you're pointing the gun at that person, if that's not intimidating enough, then nothing else you'll do will work. There's no point in making a warning shot, you know, or shooting to the floor, the ground next to that person. That is dumb. It's not only dangerous, it's dumb, and it doesn't achieve anything. You draw the gun as a step needed before actually shooting it. You don't draw a gun so as to actually threaten anyone. Of course, you draw the gun, you point the gun at the threat, and if the threat realizes he's about to get shot and stops immediately, of course, then in that spot, in that moment, you seize and you don't actually pull the trigger. But you're not trying to threaten or convince anyone that you're, you know, for real with this thing. You have to do that in terms of, okay, I draw my gun, I point my gun towards the threat, and then I pull the trigger when the threat does not stop. Right? That is the only explanation you have for it. This idea of warning shots, of shooting people in the leg and such, it is completely stupid. Then he also said something about having a social worker along with the cops. I mean, what the logic in that, where is it? That cops don't train so as to de-escalate. Where does Joe live? Under a rock? Does he not know that police officers train a heck of a lot in de-escalating, in communication, in trying to, you know, calm down the person that is agitated and violent and about to do something they're going to be regretting the rest of their life? Of course police officers get trained on that. You know, of course some cops are better at their job than others, like everyone else, and of course you may fail in spite of your best attempts to de-escalate a potentially violent problem, a potentially violent situation. Now, a social worker when dealing with a madman, what exactly is he or she supposed to do? Just, you know, jump in there with a cup of coffee and let's have a good old chat before you actually pull the trigger and start killing everyone? It is some of the dumbest things I've heard in the last few years, and it's sad that it's coming from a guy that is a presidential candidate, for Christ's sake. This guy is running for, you know, president of the United States, and he's not understanding how police do their most basic job, that you're not supposed to shoot people to wound them or maim them, that you only shoot when in fear absolutely 100% for your life, and you shoot to stop. That's how cops are supposed to use lethal force, and if not, you use a taser or spray or pepper spray or something else. You don't use lethal force so as to actually maim people. That's just, you know, not the way it's done. And this idea that cops have no understanding of what de-escalating an argument or a potentially violent situation may be, that they have no understanding of that, they don't get training for that. Where does all of this come from? This is all from a very sick mind that is not working properly, guys. It's the only explanation I can find. But I appreciate his advice on getting a shotgun. That's definitely a good idea, and everyone should do that. Hey guys, as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and if you're looking to prepare for a potential Joe Biden presidency, get yourself street survival skills, because you're definitely going to be needing it. And of course, the Modern Survival Manual is also available in the link there below. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and yeah, you never shoot an attacker in the leg. Just don't do that. See you in our next video. Have an awesome day.